Today's chapel speaker is our eighth grader, Kaitlyn Leahy. Kaitlyn came to Montgomery in third grade, and here are some of the things Kaitlyn's teachers have said about her. Kaitlyn is kind, empathetic, cares very much about others. She's very artistic and creative. A couple of days ago, Ms. Nauer showed me her collage. It was just mind-blowing. The attention that she had given to the little details, it was just amazing. Kaitlyn is also very humble, has this perennial smile on her face, and she was the 2019 soccer captain, and she won the Coaches Award. And I know for part of the season, she couldn't play because of her injury. And I went to a couple of her games, and the way even though she couldn't play, the way she was on the sidelines being the biggest cheerleader for her team, picking up balls and throwing it back and cheering them and showing such positive attitude, both as a team player and as a captain, was quite remarkable. So it is my joy to introduce Kaitlyn Leahy, and please join me in welcoming Kaitlyn to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Raj, for the kind introduction. Good morning, middle school, parents, and faculty. My name is Kaitlyn Leahy, and I am so excited to be presenting my chapel to you this morning. I'm going to be talking to you about what it is like living in Brook Crossing. Brook Crossing is the name of my neighborhood I live in, along with Emma's family, the Herzogs, and Elijah's family, the Curlins. My family has lived here for about 15 years, and the same goes for the Curlins. About 2 years after we moved in, Emma's family moved across the street from me. This is when I met my best friend. That's right, I met Emma at the age of 1.5. Now, even though Elijah only lives around the corner, I didn't meet him until second grade. We all went to East Fallowfield Public Elementary School in Coatesville. I never would have thought that all of us would end up here at Montgomery School. Now that I'm done with my introduction, I think it is time to introduce everyone who lives in Brook Crossing. When I say your name, please stand and stay standing until I'm finished. First, my dad, Dave Leahy, age 43. Interests? Going to the gym at the Y. Fun fact, he has about 4 different types of grills and smokers. Next, my mom, Jackie Leahy, aka Supermom, age 41. Interests? Her crazy spice and essential oil collection. Fun fact, if you need any weird food or ingredient for cooking, my mom probably has it. Third, my brother, David Leahy, age 18. Interests? Playing Super Smash Brothers with Elijah and Brady for hours on end. Fun fact, he may be one of the kindest people I know, but he is also great at cooking the chicken at Chick-fil-A. On to the next family, the Herzogs. Next, Steve, or as I like to say, Steve. Age 39. He's the baby of the group. Interests? Praying for Notre Dame to win a football game. Fun fact, how I just said his name is how we greet each other every time I see him. Next, Courtney Herzog, my second mom. Age 40. Interests? Shopping, shopping, shopping at her favorite store, Target. Fun fact, she has the smallest world ever. Wherever we go, we will always meet someone she has known in her past or someone she works with. Next, Emma Herzog, my lifelong friend. Age 14. Interests? Fantasizing over Tom Holland. Fun fact, all of her least favorite foods are my favorites. We are basically opposites. Next, Brady Herzog, Emma's brother. Age 11. Interests? Baseball, basketball, and disagreeing with me. Fun fact, I've never met someone who uses more ketchup and ranch than him. And finally, the Curlin family. Tour guide Mike, Elijah's dad. Age 48. Interests? Owning everything with the Penn State logo on it. Fun fact, he has a finished basement with a foosball table, couches, TV, pool table, and a dartboard. You would all think that we would all hang out there, but no, we always end up in my garage or my kitchen. Miss Daniela, Elijah's mom, age 46. Interests, animals, mainly giraffes, and reading. Fun fact, she owns her own tanning booth. And last but certainly not least, Elijah, aka Billy. Age 13. Interests, playing Pokemon Go even in the worst weather conditions. He has to catch them all. Fun fact, he has the biggest Lego collection I have ever seen and probably will ever see. As you can tell, we have many people living in Brook Crossing. You can learn a lot of lessons with people like them. We are one big family with so many memories and stories. Now, you may be wondering what those lessons and stories are, and that is what I'm going to be talking about next. Lesson number 1, it's okay to be the odd one out. Sometimes you can be the one who feels left out, enjoy different activities than others, or just overall feel like your personality is different from everyone around you. There is also going to be times when you are separated from your group of friends during either school, an athletic team, clubs, and so on. For example, let's say you and 2 of your closest classmates are in a class, and the teacher tells everyone to get in groups of 2. Your friends partner up, which leaves you to have to find someone else. It usually has you feeling sad or even a little bit betrayed. Although it may not be the best situation, there are positives to this. I know this because in elementary school, Elijah and Emma are always in the same class, and was always getting the teacher I was hoping for. I was always so upset finding out I wasn't going to be with my best friends all day at school. They would always talk about funny memories they had during their day. I still don't have the full story of when Craig popped the ice pack or came to school with chickenpox. I always felt like I was going to be alone and have no friends that year. Well, I can tell you, I was very wrong. I had the chance to meet my old friends, Carmen and Maria. We would always sit together at lunch, play together at recess, and make fun memories just like Elijah and Emma did. Since I was never with Emma and Elijah during school, I learned how to make friends easily outside of our home and realized there are so many great people around me. All I had to do was give them a chance. Lesson number 2, always have your friends and family's backs. Even though this lesson is quite obvious, it's something you should never forget. You can look after people in so many ways. I know that as a group, our families will always be there for each other. We were all here for Emma's chapel, they're all here for mine, and we will be for Elijah's. It's just what we do. In the morning, when it's usually really cold or raining outside, Steve will let me into his truck with Emma and Brady on the way to the bus stop, just so I don't have to walk. Since Elijah's house is the bus stop, he doesn't have to worry about the bad weather. Another way we always look out for each other is our traveling system. With all of us living so close, doing almost every activity together, and all the kids going to the same school, we are always traveling together. For example, if all the kids need to stay at school for the extended musical rehearsal, Courtney is working late, but my mom is not, my mom will all drive us home at once. Or if Brady needs to be at school at 8 a.m. for a field trip, we are all going to be driving together. Now, there's one more example of kindness that I definitely remember. When I had hurt my knee playing in soccer in October, I couldn't walk without my leg giving out or hurting really badly. I had to use my crutches to get around my house or get to Emma's house. One day before school, I woke up and had no trouble putting weight on my knee. Before walking out the door, my mom asked me if I need my crutches, but I insisted I go without them. I get to the end of our cul-de-sac and my knee has a sharp pain and I could not walk on it. Steve then asked if I needed my crutches, but I said no. He could tell I was in pain and ran back to my house, grabbed the crutches, and ran back before the bus arrived. Small acts of kindness like this, or being there for others, is something I know everyone can do. Even just by telling someone you are there for them can make a difference. Lesson number 3, it's okay to have conflicts. Who here has been through a conflict or issue? Well, a conflict can arise from a lot of things. Different opinions, political disagreements, losing in a game, and so on. Throughout my life, I know I have been through many conflicts. I know that as a group, my family, Emma's family, and Elijah's family have had disagreements. Mainly Brady and I. We are like a stereotypical brother and sister. We get along great until we do something competitive. I might say I won, but he might say I cheated. A debate will slowly form, even though the topic is quite dumb. Usually we argue over the smallest things. Emma is usually trying to be the peacekeeper, and Elijah just tries not to get involved. But in the end, we always apologize, even if we don't want to. Now, this is why it's okay to have conflicts. They are a lesson within themselves to teach you to forgive and to move on. I know that all the disagreements I have had with Brady, and there are quite a few, have allowed us to comfortably share our opinions with one another. So please, if a conflict arises, don't be afraid to share your opinion. You'll learn more about your views and how to handle others' problems in the future. Lesson number 4, inside jokes make everything so much better. For anyone who does not know what an inside joke is a joke that's shared exclusively among a small group of people. They're usually a funny memory that doesn't take much to get the point across. But why are they so important? Why do so many friend groups have them? Well, I know that I use inside jokes to cheer up my friends if they are ever sad or in a mood. They tend to unlock that fun memory or time and bring smiles to their faces. Now, I'm going to let you in on some of our inside jokes. Everyone I had stand up before, can you do what you do when David gets home from work? When David gets home from work around 9:30 and walks in the door, we always greet him like that, every single time. On the refrigerator in my garage, there is a whiteboard where Emma's mom keeps a countdown for how many days until summer break. The only problem is my dad loves to mess with that countdown and keep the amount of days until the first day of school. The funny thing is, not the actual subject itself, but how long this debate has been going on for. Here in Brook Crossing, we tend to pronounce words incorrectly. If you know the game Super Smash Bros., you know the character Instant Roar. Emma pronounces his name as Instant Roar one time, and we have not let it go since. The main person who pronounces words incorrectly is Mr. Mike, Elijah's dad. He is also called Tour Guide Mike, which is a whole nother story. He always says cauliflower as call-a-flower, and coleslaw as coleslaw. Courtney is usually the one who catches his mispronunciations. The amount of inside jokes we have is a lot, and I could probably make a whole chapel on them alone. Inside jokes can create a stronger bond among your friends and families, and I do really recommend them. The last lesson, number 5, spend time with the ones around you. It is normal for us to get lost with technology, but should never keep you from doing activities with your friends and families. We can get so focused on the apps on our phones, notifications, computer games, and so on that we forget that we can have as much fun without those things. A good example I can give is how we spend our summer break. Imagine you live next door to your friends and families. We all meet at one house to see the parents set down their lawn chairs and beach chairs in the driveway to all watch a baseball game. You and your friends play capture the flag, water balloon fights on the trampoline, and go on bike rides all day until your mom says dinner is ready. All the families are eating together, so the moms place a blanket out on the grass for the kids. The dads are grilling hot dogs and burgers for everyone, and all the neighbors bring sides for everyone. After dinner, you go back to hang out with your friends, but now it is all time for the families to go on a walk together and throw around a tennis ball. You get back from the walk, and the parents set up a fire pit for everyone to sit around. You talk and laugh until it's time to go inside. This is what my summer looks like every year. It is nothing fancy, but it's something I am very thankful for. Now you might be wondering, what if we go on vacation? Well, we all go together. Our trips to Outer Banks in North Carolina on 4th of July are always the best. We wake up, eat breakfast, go to the beach, come back around 1, have lunch, go in the pool, eat dinner, and then finally go back to the beach at night again for a bonfire. I will always remember the time when our friend Chris Porter got pinched by a crab after chasing it down the beach trying to pick it up. We also take a trip up to Rhode Island and go fishing, go to the beach, and to all the Newport shops around the towns. Of course, though, we don't just spend time together during the summer. The cold of the winter could never stop us. For Halloween, after all the trick-or-treaters are done, we all end up in my house and hang out together. During Christmas, the past 2 years, we have gone to Philadelphia to walk around to see the lights and the shops. During Christmas Eve last year, we all had fondue and watched movies together. Sadly, this year the Herzogs ditched us and went up to New Hampshire. It was okay, though, because they had a good time. To make up for it, they and the Crones came over for New Year's Eve. All the kids played board games, and the parents were watching the performances on the TV before the ball dropped. All of our families entered a new decade together. We all spend so much time together and have become one big family. Every time you and your family or friends do something together, you don't become stronger as individuals, but as a whole. Before I end my chapel, I would like to say how thankful and lucky I am to live next to my best friends. We go through so much together and we always have a good time. Not everyone gets the chance to walk across the street and say hello to their friends they have known for almost their whole life. Thank you and have an amazing day.